Good morning, everybody. How are you? We're just up early. I had a few minutes just to talk. Miss y'all. I've been starting to go on a little more lately. You're gonna start seeing me on here a lot more, randomly. Like it won't be like a scheduled time or nothing like that. Like if it's just on my mind, let it out. I'm gonna just jump on and just get right to it. But yeah, how y'all been, y'all? I just had a conversation with somebody. It was a good one. Actually, if you want to see that, it's actually uploaded to YouTube. But it was a good conversation though. It was a good conversation, and that's what it's all about: having genuine conversations, real, authentic content. You know what I mean? We don't stage anything on this side of town. We don't stage anything on this side of town, and you know what I mean. There's real conversations, real situations, talking about real outcomes that you want in life. You know, that's it's real, man. It's really real. Um, but how y'all doing now? How y'all doing? Um, let's get right to it. Somebody pop on. Anybody? How you doing?
Ooh, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What's your name?
Miss Lisa Sparks.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Very nice.
Uh,
Well,
talk to me. What you like? What you want to talk about?
um, I don't know. There's so much for us to talk about. I know you're building your podcast right now. So, you know, well, for one, my name is Lisa Sparks. I work in public relations, brand strategizing, marketing, all that good stuff.
Okay.
Um, but also I like to think that I have knowledge about relationships. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to think that I have knowledge about, what be going on in these men's head.
Hey, what's on your mind? Let's get to it.
I don't know. So I think you should start because you usually say things that make me be like, ah, ah, ah. So you
That trigger you?
not necessarily trigger, but it gives me insight on, what it is with you.
Okay. Okay. Well, where should I begin?
Where I begin to tell this story. Yes. So I know that me and you to talk a lot about Kevin Samuels and his ideologies. I know one of the podcasts that you did have was "Closed Mouths Don't Get Fed, but Modern Women Don't Get Married." So I had said something to you about it. I was like, "Listen, that's kind of trolly." You know what I'm saying? Like, do you hate women or not? So I wanted you to kind of talk about that because I needed insight. I needed some
Okay.
insight.
All right. So when we did this one, this was a major one. Which is why I had that. It was a eye-catching topic, and when I first put it up, I got
Because it was eye candy, because you
meaning, yeah, it's an eye-catching title, and there was the whole point of that to get people's attention. A lot of people thought that I was talking about when I said clothes modern women. They thought they were talking about their legs. No. So basically, what I was talking about was the opportunity that women have to go out there and put themselves on the market. Um, you know, um, you can't get what you want if you don't go out there to go get it. And the example that I was using was a woman that said she stays at home. Like not the fact that she works from home, not that her daily work schedule stuff like that hinders her from going out. She just don't go out. And we was covering, but she says she wants to be with a man, and and she says and I said to her, I said, okay, so the only person that's holding you back from going out and finding just that is you. Let's make something clear. You go out to have a good time. You're not going out to find a man. You're going out to have a good time. But the marketplace is not inside your house. You have to go out to places. You have to go out. So that's what I'm talking about. When I use it as an example. That's why I literally put in my title, "Closed mouths don't get fed." I put that literally not to fight against the first part of the title. I put that to say this is what it is. Closed mouths don't get fed. If you don't, men won't even know you exist if you don't go out there. You get what I'm saying? Like, and then I was giving her places that she can go to. Like, I was,
I
huh?
want to say that, okay. So I think for one, hey Jimmy, hey Samantha, hey y'all.
I was just telling her just to get out the house and go places.
So okay, so hey Mr. Ash, thanks for the follow. So all I'm saying is, right, is women want to go out. But nowadays, you have women in your 20s, women in their 30s. Women in their 30s ain't trying to go out just to go to the club. You know, nowadays, women just want to go out and have a good time and be around like-minded individuals. But a lot of times, we're meeting gentlemen who we think that are in alignment with what we're trying to do. But 9 times out of 10, they're not. Most men have agendas that aren't in alignment with women. But the whole umbrella of what I'm about to discuss is not just men and women. I like to focus on my culture, right? So Black men and Black women have a major disconnect. For whatever reason, there's a major disconnect between Black men and Black women. If a Black woman, what a Black woman wants of a Black man, it has come to a point that the Black man just can't provide it. They just can't provide it. The depth of a Black woman goes so deep that our needs are a lot more than any other woman. I'm not trying to say that in a narcissistic way. It's just an evolutional way and with time, right? As Black women, we weren't born with privilege. So we inherently have more feelings and more to give to the Black man than any other woman because they weren't brought up in the lack of privilege that a white woman would have or a Spanish woman would have. So I feel as though the disconnect comes from what we want overall. We want a man that can provide, but does that mean we can't get our own bag? No. You know what I'm saying? It's come to a point where the Black man feels like being kind, just being kind to a woman is simping, or it's being less than what a man in their eyes should be. And that is the problem. If you don't even see why you should respect the woman of your culture, you're not going to respect any woman. And it doesn't even matter about mother, whatever. Overall, if you're not respecting women of your species, you're not going to respect any woman. I think the problem is that niggas is not respecting us at all. I was just with a dude yesterday, crazy. And I don't even mean to get revealing like this, but I was just with a guy yesterday, right? He wanted to take me out. He was like, he wanted to hang, whatever, whatever. Now, I could show you my weed. I have my own weed, okay? I can get my own liquor, okay? So if a man wants to hang out with me, you cannot say, oh, I got some weed and some liquor. You want to chill? So I already let him know from the door, we can go out, you know, whatever, whatever. Mm-hmm. We went out. I took his ass to Longhorn. Longhorn, okay? Mm-hmm. $67 bill. I had a peach margarita, steak, and potatoes, and he has some wings. It was time for the bill, right? Why this bitch brought the bill back and it had a balance? So I was like, why is there a balance here? He's like, oh, because you wanted to go here. I didn't. But mind you, prior to this, we had a ill-ass conversation about how he doesn't speak to dark-skinned women a lot because of, for whatever reason, right? So I said to him, I said, I'm starting to see why women don't respect you. Why would you bring me? For one, I didn't even say it to him in the restaurant. I said, first of all, you're going to get the fuck out of my face before I punch you. And I gave the lady my check. I gave her my card because, you know, I'm not a bum. I gave her my card or whatever. And from there, it was like, I texted him and I was like, I'm going to take an Uber home. I don't even want to ride home with you. Like, you're not even coming back in my house. Like, rent's $1,500, baby. You can't even afford a $67 meal. You can't come back around. So I say this to say that there is something missing majorly in how, in the construct of dating, the construct and ideology of dating. I feel like there's some invisible rules that people be creating, and then, then there's the overall basics that people don't even know. You can't create rules if you don't even know the basic foundation of mating or even connecting with another individual. Now it's past dating. You know what I'm saying? You can't even communicate with an individual now because you yourself don't even know how to communicate at all.
Right.
It's not even about communicating with women or whatever. Now you only know how to communicate with your homeboys who have allowed you to be who you are for so long. You can't even open the realm of talking to anybody else because you are so ignorant and comfortable in your own space. And I think a lot of women are like that too. They've been with a lot of shitty ass dudes, and it's like, you know what? I'm comfortable in my space. I don't want to conform. Fuck being wifey. I know I tell myself all the time, I want to be rich auntie. I don't, the whole grandma, grandpa, having a whole bunch of kids, and that shit's dead. That shit's dead.
What kind
Like,
of man do you want?
what kind of man do I want?
Yeah.
I don't want no one.
Huh?
I don't want one. Mm-mm.
You don't want a man?
Nope.
Why is that?
I just don't. Okay. I would like a companion, right? Somebody
Okay.
that I could hang out with. Oh, they left alive because I said I don't want a man. Fuck y'all. Listen, I want a companion, but I don't want I feel like when you tell a man that he's your man or whatever, it does something to his brain psychologically where he starts acting weird, right? So for me, I just want a person that I can rely on if I need to rely on them. Not to say that, I'm dependent, but everybody wants somebody that, but I don't want the whole sleeping in my bed at night. I don't want none of that. We can go out on a daily. We can see each other every day. I don't want the actual union that comes with a relationship. I be snoring at night and shit. I don't want nobody around me. You know,
Do you want to get married?
do I want to get married?
Hmm?
Damn. Do, I think marriage is I feel like everybody looks at marriage in a different way, right? So I don't think that marriage is something that should be something that's looked at as love based. I think it should be looked at as situational based. I think that marriage is a business. I think that if you choose to marry somebody, the overall construct should be the foundation of growth. I think a lot of people are just marrying niggas just to say they got a husband or some shit, and I'm not on that time.
But my question was, do you want to get married?
I just answered you.
No, 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 no. I wanted to hear
If,
like
if,
yes. I want to hear like no. I don't want to get married. Yes, I want to get married. Do you want to get married? I
if,
didn't hear a yes or a no.
okay, if the situation arises that seems like it's going to work for each other, then sure.
No. So basically, yes, you want to get married.
But if we were married, I don't want them sleeping in my house. There would still.
No, 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 no. We're not talking about all that. I'm just asking just a simple question. Yes, you want to get married.
When you ask, do I want to get married? What is your overall?
No, no, no. It's not about what are the conditions that that will make you get married. I'm just simply asking, do you want to get married one day?
Um, um, it's not.
So yes or no.
It's not something that I look to. Honestly, like it's not something that I look to. If it happens, it would be shocking to me.
Have you been married before?
No. I've been in a 10-year relationship, but we weren't married.
Um, so how did the relationship go so long without even did y'all talk about marriage?
Um, it was kind of like a thing where we kind of just thought we were going to be with each other for a while, and when things started getting rocky, we just kind of stayed in it just to stay in. The ideology of marriage always crossed my mind with that person, but I don't think that I don't think that he was ready for what I was looking for.
Okay, so here's the thing. You're a marriage-minded person. You want to get married.
So now it turns into I'm a marriage-minded person.
You're a marriage-minded person. You don't want to say yes. I want to get married. You're a marriage-minded person. You want to get married, but you dated somebody for so long without marrying them. 10 years is a long time without a ring being on the finger. Was it that you were dealing with somebody who wasn't marriage minded, or do you
Yeah,
really want to get married? You
yeah.
were dealing with somebody that wasn't marriage minded,
That was
and you
definitely.
was riding the and y'all was riding the carousel.
So I was driving the carousel, not knowing that the passenger didn't have the same ideologies as me. Um, and it's not even that we rushed into it. It was somebody I was messing around with for like a year or two before we decided to be serious. But when we decided to be serious, there were things that had happened that affected his overall mental health.
Okay.
So um, I think once that happened, a lot changed um, as far as our dynamic with each other, how we communicated with each other, how we even overall understood each other. Just a lot of shit changed. So in 10 years, you got to understand there's evolution in that time. So just because we was together for 10 years doesn't mean that um, that was the person for me. It doesn't mean that he was able to maintain the tide of the fucking relationship. You know what I'm saying? Relationships go like this, and sometimes one person can't maintain that wave of change. So it is what it is. It is something that I don't always think about it, but it is a reflection. I think about what I did wrong. I think about the changes I need to. I think a lot of women spend their time blaming people like, oh, he did this, he did that. I do a lot of thinking about what I can do differently so the situation doesn't happen to me again. But it's also put me in a place where I don't want to open up to nobody no more. Like, I'm a very surface person. What I tell you, I don't care what I tell you, you know? But what I'm telling you is never going to be how I'm actually feeling, you know? And it's weird that I've become that way. Um, a lot of people judge what they see on the surface, not realizing that people are like onions. So you got to peel them back like onions to really understand a motherfucker. So for me, I just kind of you know, I don't feel like going through that, letting a motherfucker understand me or wanting to get to know me type shit. I'm good with that. You know what I mean? I'm really good with that. I don't want nobody to get to know me no more. I feel like I'm a fucking dope ass energy. Like, why do I just want to meet people? I don't want to do that.
Because the thing is, because the thing is, whatever it was that you went through with the last person, you can't come and guard it and treat those minded tendencies with a new person, be guarded from the rip, because now you're meeting a new person. They don't deserve.
Everybody,
They deserve fair opportunity.
right. I think with everybody, we go through something and we allow certain experiences to define us. I don't think that I've let it scorn me. I still date. I still entertain the fuckeries and cap from these niggas, but it's defined me. You understand what I'm saying? It's cap for me. It's all cap for me because I've realized that nothing is serious about these guys. They come in with a facade, they leave with whatever they think they left you with. So for me, it's just like I'll let a guy or whomever, think that they're leaving me with something. But in reality, you have to close it right there and then. You can't bring certain energies home, right? So
So
once that door is closed.
my thing is, this is what I'm trying to understand. So when you say these guys, okay, it expresses a general statement amongst men, not a specific person. Is it these guys as in men, or ain't this, or is it the specific kind of caliber of man that you were dealing with specifically?
Mm,
Because there are good men out here, and
I
you
didn't.
have to
Let's
every new person.
say
Not what I'm saying is every person that you deal with, even if it's just a date, even just a casual date, you have to give every new person that you meet a fair shot
I would not say that there aren't good men out.
until
I,
it's called innocent until guilty, proven guilty.
that's another.
Every person innocent until proven guilty. Every single time. Every single new person. It's like all right, if you was an employer, right, and you dealt with a shitty employee, right, bad job performance, whatever, for the cases of reason that you ended up letting them go,
Mm-hmm.
okay, the next employee that comes through and you interview stuff like that, you don't know them from a can of paint, but their interview could have been bomb as hell. They could have had the best interview in the world,
Right.
and they seemed like they was a perfect candidate to fit the job,
Right.
right? And then you find out later on, like they start off great, and then later on, and then you find out that they're not the person that you thought that they was. So then you go on to interview. So hold on. So then you go to interview the next person, right? And then let's say I'm interviewing you. You're the next person, and you're the perfect candidate, right? And you actually are the perfect worker. But I don't. But I never. Now I came to you with the energy, in the mindset of how I was dealing with the last three employees, right? And I come to you of the mindset that like as if, how can I say this? Oh, I got you. I come to you with the same mindset, and treat you from the rip. How those other last three employees, how I receive the work that they put in, and I treat you the same way from the beginning, from the dead interview. I don't know what you have capable of bringing to the table. I don't know that the person in front of me is going to be the perfect person, and I actually end up turning you off, and you don't even want the job, and you might have been the perfect candidate right there. See, every new person that comes in to try to take on a job, we have to give them fair opportunity, and so there's reason where them and the employer have common ground. See, what we think about a lot is what we want and how they're not doing for me, or what they can't provide for me. But a lot of times that's the reason for why relationships fail, because we don't try to come a common ground of what we can do for each other. Did you, in that 10-year relationship, did you try to come around with what the things that he wanted as well too? Because what I was getting from this was what I was getting when I, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm just telling you what I'm getting from it. What I'm getting from this is that, you said, what he couldn't, how he couldn't deliver for you, and at that point you were just riding the carousel until it just died
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. I'm inherently always care about, what we're both doing for each other. I think where my frustration came in was that a lot of his needs he didn't want to cater to, but he wanted to cater to a lot of his wants. And his wants were not healthy given his mental state, right? So
Okay.
I found myself playing nurse, playing, playing, you know, maid, and it took the fun out of what it was supposed to be.
Right.
Inherent love, taking care of. Well, I know me taking care about. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, um, but that stops when you don't feel that appreciated or even reciprocated. Sometimes we can deal with it not having reciprocation if we know that it's appreciated, right?
Right.
And some people, want reciprocation. I'm the type of person where, if I feel it, I'll go above and beyond. I don't really need you to reciprocate the energy. You can't, because I know that the energy I possess can be a lot. But the right person will appreciate it because I'm going to go above and beyond what I need to do as a partner to make sure that we're getting things done.
Right. Okay. So, do you see yourself being in a relationship anytime soon?
No,
Like yourself be willing to like to jump into one and give it a shot?
the last 15 years of my giving it to other people, I'm good. I don't want that at all. I mean, if a good person comes along that's consistent, that would be great. But that's going to take them like a year or two for me to see that shit. No, I'm good. Mm-mm.
Consistent with what? Consistent on what terms?
Fucking cool. Being cool.
And the only way you're gonna find it out is if you keep you.
Yeah, like I said,
All right. You can wait 2 years. You can wait 2 years to see somebody. You can wait 2 years to see to see somebody, and you might get the same result. You could wait 2 days to meet a new person, or 2 weeks or 2 months to meet the same person, and you have a great outcome. So while you're waiting, you know what I mean. You might miss the Mr. Right that might have been available at the time, and he was already snatched by somebody else.
time is temporary.
Mm-hmm.
Feelings are temporary. Time is based on moments come back. It's called,
Right.
right? I
Mm-hmm.
don't miss nothing for me.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah. I wanna I wanna dig deep into this. I'm about to I need to actually had a client I'm about to meet in about a half an hour. So I want to dig deep into this and talk about this a little later, because I see something here in this conversation, and I want to dig deeper into it. So are you okay with doing that?
Yes, I am on board.
Definitely. All right, okay. I'm send you a DM, get your contact information, and we could talk a little bit, and then, but I definitely want to go back later on and talk about this, because I see something with this, and I want you to see what I'm getting out of this, and my point of view on my perspective.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Nice talking to you.
You too. Bye.
Bye bye.